stand in a cavern facing a small trapped alcove full of glittery shiny treasure. That was the last thing that happened, and Earl had said maybe we should get a net, although I'm not sure how a net would help.
Also, who's a gnat?
Hmm.
I knew
Yuck,
a girl
yuck,
called
yuck.
Annette.
I knew a hooker called Minnie Mazzola.
That as well.
But there was some talk of a spear, and there was some talk of a net. Wasn't there, chaps?
Well, I think
What
we
about lasso?
should maybe.
It's just a pile of coins in a small, like, what appears to be natural alcove, so...
Oh, I'll grab it. What's the worst that can happen?
I was going to say it's a shame Craig wasn't playing this game because he would have been.
He would have had it in a second.
Wow. Wow, you're going there, eh?
Are we wrong?
No? I didn't say you were wrong, did I? Just said,
Yes,
wow.
darling.
So the Glorantha.
So you're sticking your hand in, are you going to attempt to scrape it out with a sword, or?
No, I'll grab it.
Okay. You've just lost all sense of caution and reason now, haven't you?
I never had any.
It's quite true, to be honest.
Right, you stick your hand in, your right hand, presumably as you're right-handed.
No, left hand, because I can lose that one.
And as you may as, there's a crackle of energy from the outside of the outside of the small alcove, and you take a shatter to the left arm.
Ow!
Yeah, what's your power? You've forgotten what your power is, haven't you?
I'm looking up now.
It's literally
60.
16, so that's 50. Right, the first one doesn't hit. You resist it with your mental fortitude. Second one is 0-4, and that works. And the third one does not work. So, wow. After all that, you take a D3 damage to your arm. 3! That was kind of a letdown.
Well, at least I've still got an arm.
That's true. Yeah.
Shatter.
It's listed as 3 disruptions, but it's kind of a shatter.
Oh, okay. Okay, gotcha.
A power 18, 3 disruptions. So, have you got the loot open there, Ryan? You've got 16 wheels, a gold bracelet, a silver ring with matrix on it.
Got it.
There's 2 ways to identify the item. You can take it off to a temple and pay somebody to identify it, or you can generally just put them on and pump magic points into it. And if you put enough in, or it's not chaotic, then maybe. So are you just taking it for now, or?
We'll just take it for now, right? There's no. I mean, unless someone really wants to put the stuff on.
An unknown ring.
Yeah,
Oh,
unfortunately, in my past, I've done a lot of dumb stuff with items like that. So, not gonna do that.
Yes, we've all done dumb stuff with magic items, haven't we?
Some more than others, but yes.
Right, so you have a bunch of coin and a golden bracelet that wasn't detecting magical, but it does look like it might be worth quite a lot of cold hard cash and the silver ring with some kind of matrix on it. Now, what do you want to do, as Dane is nowhere to be found in this alcove, and there are a few locations that you can't get to by rubble, or there's the bottom cave.
The shoe's not in there. Do you want to stick your right hand in now?
No, we'll
Just
try the
check.
bottom cave. I've already I sheet the last one. I think we'll try the bottom cave, and if that doesn't work, we'll go and let the prisoners out, and we might have to go and get a divination.
Can I cast healing free on Earl's left arm then, Seven?
Of course you can.
Oh, you are a lovely man.
Of course you can. I believe that
Hey,
people
what man?
are running a little low on magic points, which is exactly what I want. You have a very fat manticore, so you head down to the bottom cave. Also, the map scrolling on Roll20 is just mental. It just zips around like a zippy thing.
I was just thinking that.
Oh god, I just realised how much hit points I'm on. Right, I'm just going to use my Barry to heal us a bit. 1 second.
Oh yeah, it's definitely a war of attrition coming. There's a war
Yeah,
coming.
I'm going to... Bobin's going to heal us twice. Because he loves us so much.
Top you off. Right, you arrive at the bottom cave. Do you just wish to plunge inside, or? This
No,
one
I will
seems
listen.
larger than the other ones. Did you say you're going to listen?
No, listen carefully, but I just need to find my listen. I made that by quite a bit.
Quite a lot. Sadly, there's nothing for you to hear. I just checked. But on the plus side, you're not attacked by the things that are not there for you to hear.
That's what I like. Right, in that case, I will sneak in to the entrance of the cave.
Right, you sneak into the entrance of the cave.
Oh.
Around the entrance of this cave, various bits of bone and scraps of flesh are scattered around. In the
Well, at least it's welcoming.
And now I have to remember how to do the reveal thing again. Polygon reveal, that's the boy.
Actually snucked.
Well done. Right, you look into this cave. There's a half-eaten body of a man lying in the center of the cave ahead of you.
Does that look like Dane?
From a distance, it doesn't look like Dane, but Dane did have a comrade with him. Can you please make me a spot hidden roll?
Can
Just Earl or all of us?
is that
Just
scan
Earl,
or
unless
search?
you're coming in. Scan. Spot hidden.
Scan or search?
Scan.
Yeah,
I'm mixing me metaphors. And can you make me a sense roll, since you're obviously too blind to see. In the corner lies a small pile of rocks that you can also see on your map. And the cave
It's not like a burial thing.
heads off. It's a pile of bones. And the cave heads off deeper into the Five Eyes.
I'll carry on sneaking around the edge. But I'm not going further than that until some heavy backups behind us.
I'm coming.
I'm right behind you.
Yeah.
Right,
I'll wiggle
so
in.
how have
Probably
we
a
done
little
with the
bit
scan
behind
rolls? Blondel, you noticed that the It's dark and you're using torches, so it was quite difficult to spot. But it looks like the walls and the ceiling of this cave are soot stained.
So there's
And
been a fire then.
Ruwalan, it smells quite strongly of burning here. As does McLovin. Like smoke, as
Of
if
what,
off a
sorry?
torch or a bonfire.
Somebody's been having a barbecue.
The sausage.
Or worse, but yeah, we'll go barbecue for now.
Brockwurst.
Set expectations real low, you know.
There's a lot. Is there anything actually in the cavern where it looks like somebody's set a fire or anything?
No, it doesn't look like somebody set a fire. Trying to find out what this body looks like.
So hang on, if there's been burning in here, but it doesn't look like anybody set a fire, is it sort of some sort of magical fire? Or is there something that we can't see that can breathe fire into this cave or something?
Does it look like smoke's spread out from the centre, or has it rolled from like the back of the cave through to the front of the cave?
You can't tell. It's like pervasive, as if somebody's had a lot of torches in here for a long period. It's sort of smoke stained, like it's smoke stained as if there was a lot of torches here.
It's from the ceiling, or is there anything on the walls as well?
On the ceiling and the walls. But because you're using torches, or at the very most a light spell, it was quite difficult to spot in the flickering torchlight.
Does this body look like it's been burnt to death, or?
Oh, right. And the south wall is written in a lot of things in Old Pavik. I don't believe anybody speaks that, however. And there's a 2 meter tunnel sloping downward from the east wall.
The language you said, Rich?
Pavik, I think.
Old Pavik.
Yeah, I don't have that. I thought it was really useful for us to get things like Praxia and New Pelorian, but
No, sorry.
not that one.
Right. So that body, like I said, the body looks reasonably fresh, and it's possibly the person that had gone with Dane and has also gone missing.
What does it look like he's wearing?
What?
Look like he's wearing?
Just like normal leather armor, traveling clothes, that kind of thing. Nothing outstanding.
Oh,
Does he look a bit squishy, or is he like quite fresh?
It looks quite fresh.
you know that pile of rocks?
Yeah,
Looks a bit like a pile of skulls to me.
it does actually. Yeah. Like I said, there was bones scattered around the room, and
Can I
remains.
try on snake along this wall? Sorry.
Creep over and have a look.
You creep over. Are you using a torch or a light spell?
Ducks can't see in the dark, can they?
Nobody can see in the dark in Runequest. It's quite sad.
Right, it'll have to be a torch.
Right, so you've got a torch spot up. The guttering torch lights a cave sloping downwards to the east.
I will cast Lantern on Kane's shield.
Sure. Well, I guess. So am I? Do you want me to attempt to sneak as well, or am I just not
No,
caring
you're
and just going
you're just
Mars?
not
Okay,
sneaking.
cool.
So what's lantern? It's 15 meters or something, isn't it?
It's like a radius, but if you put it on a shield, you can use it directionally as if it was like a beam.
Right. Okay. So the beam penetrates into a large chamber, a smoke-stained chamber ahead, and possibly the most terrifying sight as the beam plays over the chamber
Go and say
that
what
you've ever seen greets your eyes. Lying curled
No.
up like an overly large cat in this cavern.
It's so bad.
I'm trying to scroll along. After having dynamic lighting, this is the suck. It's possibly
Oh, great.
the scariest thing you've ever seen. It's lying curled like a cat on the floor. Small wisps of smoke come up from its nostrils, and you swear it could be snoring.
Literally born on every level of bonitude that is possible.
Does
Doing
it look like there's any other exits in that room? That and see.
Not from the way you can see. Maybe if you were to creep past the sleeping dragon.
I
Right,
know
I'll
nothing
back up.
about Runequest dragons. Can somebody fill me in a bit?
Right, okay. You see that massive mountain range over there?
Yeah.
That's a dragon.
So this is a very small hillock by comparison.
No, it's a dragon having a dream.
Yeah, the dragons are on such an enormous cosmic level that the three that are known are the size of mountain ranges, but they're so magical that when they dream things into existence, giving it actual physical form.
Right. Well, just for the sake of argument, if Rowallan is asking Crodan any of this, he's doing it with hand signs. I am not whispering, because I dare say it's got lugs like a bat.
God, is Dane worth this? Or should we just go back and say a dragon ate him? Oh God, no, Dane's not.
Right, as you stand there quaking in your boots, his enormous yellow eyes flick open, and a deep voice says, "Think quickly, you have two choices. Dump all of your money and leave me your best storyteller, or it's time for dinner. You have 1 minute to decide."
Right, so who's the best storyteller?
Right,
Who will leave?
I've got this. I've got this. Don't worry, guys.
I'll send in the storyteller. Go on.
Hello, Mr. Dragon. How are you?
Oh, my.
Oh, no, I'm not Russian. All right, mate. How are you doing, mate?
He says, "So you're here to entertain me, is that correct?"
No, I'm looking for a friend. Like, have you seen him? He is big black fella, and wear big beard and black armor and all that sort of stuff, you know?
I'm sorry, you misunderstand the nature of our deal here. I'm not here to answer questions. Then you hear a great intake of breath. Smoke curls around his nostrils and fire belches out towards Kane and
Not Bourbon.
Yeah.
Oh, well.
Don't burn the friends.
Right.
You,
he says to you, Earl, you sit in the corner, pull out your loot and prepare to entertain me.
I haven't got a loot, but I can entertain you with stories of the world.
And he says, "Oh dear, I'm broken. I don't have my character sheet, so I guess I'll let you off."
Cool, so just delete him and go further, yeah? Cool.
Why will this stupid thing not let me open a character sheet?
Right, Bourbon. Real talk here. You've got 7 hit points, okay?
Yeah, this
you
is
might die.
Not.
Well, Rich, I guess I'll have to start playing then. And singing.
Okay. Monsters, borderlands. Yeah, I have to open this character sheet up. Oh, great. There you go. Actually, let me in. Fantastic. Right, flame belches out. Straight at you, Kane and Bobbin. Allegedly.
Wonderful.
That is a success. It does 18 damage. Armor does protect, but it does it to as all of your locations. It engulfs you in flames.
So it does 18 general hit points damage. Is what you're saying.
Yes, it does.
And armor protects. Does the
The-
highest value
The
protect?
lowest value protects.
Like the lowest location protects, like overall. So
Yeah.
I mean, like under leathers, armor, and skin would all stack still against it.
Yes, yes.
So oh god.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you're engulfed in searing heat. This might possibly be a moment to start spending that luck point there, Ken.
Yeah, but the luck point isn't it just a success?
No.
It's a 70
If you are killed, it will allow you to miraculously survive, but with 1 hit point. So if you get your head torn off, instead you have a great head wound.
Does Bolbin take that damage as well?
Yes, because he's in range.
Well, Bolbin's dead, so that's,
Um.
he is at minus. Holy shit!
Oh, not poor Bobbin. I noticed everybody else had backed right off. So you see this great burst of flame come through the corridor. There's a short scream as Bobbin goes down. But what about Kane?
I'm on 3 hit points. Yeah.
Right, Kane does not go down. You scream in agony as you're engulfed in flame.
You do know that you're killing dragonkind, right?
He looks at you and he says, "Sit down on that rock over there. You're no dragonkind." And he starts to lumber forward up the corridor. What do you want to do, guys?
Oh, I'm going to kill him. I tried to be nice. Now he needs to die.
Well, fuck.
We're gonna fight a dream dragon. This is what I like to hear.
Do we have
I'll
a...
start singing the love.
I'd just like to point out before we start, I'm playing this as written in the module. Krang is a bit of a dick. I'm not gonna lie.
fire arrow, chew a shot.
Right, hold
Kill
on.
him.
Roll your initiative order first. No character was found. Okay, why is that not worked? Because Roll20's broke. Awesome, thanks Roll20. Right, so I will roll a d10, so it's 7 plus dex.
But we're going to have to get a baboon resurrected. Do you know how much that's going to cost? I'm angry now.
You're angry. I'm sure you'll be fine. So he has a 20. I'm gonna have to manually add him in. This is exactly what I mean. It's like it's gone. There's no character there. Yeah, there is. Add custom item.
Just out of curiosity, you cannot sever spirited drain, can you?
You may be able to.
Well,
To edit
hasn't
Krang's to 20. Has everybody rolled?
Not yet.
Poor Bobbin screams and collapses to the ground. Okay. Unless you want to use your luck point to shield it by throwing yourself in front of him.
Where the
can
hell
I
is
do
it?
it?
No, I mean, you can't do that. You weren't in a position. I'll save Bolbin. I don't want Bolbin to die.
Right, so he's on 1 hit point. He staggers back. His
He's
fur's
down.
on fire. He
Jeez.
His fur's on fire and he sort of falls back into the cave, barely alive.
Yeah, I was gonna. I mean, on my initiative, I was gonna drag him out of the cave if he didn't survive. So.
It's the luck rune, so it's a heroic. So you literally stand in front as you're engulfed in flames, and just take enough of the damage so that Bobbin doesn't die.
I must say, for going out to a dragon is the best way to do it.
Sorry, mate.
No way!
You target your token, and then
Yeah.
plus you've all got Greg runes. So if you die,
Oh, of course. Yeah, sorry.
you target your token and then press the initiative button.
Yeah, sorry. Just been thick. It's that long since I've played this.
Our only choice now is to kill it to death.
Or
Which
you let it eat all of the rest of the party, and then you sit and tell it stories until it gets bored of you.
that is an option I have, but it's not eating my mates. So I was trying to talk to it. It didn't listen. It needs to be dead now.
Oh no, it absolutely does not
Group
work.
of people who are really good at making things dead. We should do that a lot. Also, under no circumstances, skimp. Literally every point you've got, put into killing this MO
Right,
because it's a pain in the arse.
right. Have you ever fought a dream dragon before, then, Earl?
But I would like to say I am absolutely terrified of dragon newts. And this is a dragon which I believe dragon newts worship.
Unluckily, he has a 10% chance of being out of his lair, and I rolled 15, so close. Right, McLovin, Bobbin staggers out of the cave. His fur's on fire. It's all burnt off. He's barely alive, and he collapses to the floor.
Right. Can I summon an element? No, can I summon an elemental?
No, you can't. Your magic's different. Yours is trickstery magic.
Oh, I thought I did before. Okay.
You did do that before, but it's summon cult spirit. It's not really an elemental.
In that case, I am going to run to just beside Davy on the inside of the cave here.
Okay.
And I'm going to get ready to charge in.
Very
My
good.
God. And I will, if I've got, see, I'm thinking like bloody thingy with bonus things. Can you do an action like cast?
You can cast a
protection on myself.
If you've moved 4 meters or less, you can. Yes. So if you've only moved 4 meters, you can still cast. It's kind of a weird bastardization of the Runequest thing, but it's all to do with strike ranks. So if you've moved half your movement, more than half your movement, you can't.
Move 4 meters in, and I will cast Blade Sharp 2 on my axe.
Go ahead, make your spirit magic roll.
I've got this thing open.
Well, you're lucky because when I click on Mr. Dream Dragon here, it's just like, no, sorry, you can't do that. It's not there. It's like, but yes, he's here. Yeah, you succeed. You've got a Blade Sharp 2 on your axe. Quick, Tavish.
Over there. Oh, hang on. You said 4 meters. Hang on. So
Yeah, half your movement.
Right. Oh, right.
Kane's looking kind of singed and in a really bad way.
Yeah, I shall move over to there then. No sense doing anything yet.
And are you casting any spells, buffs, or divine magic?
Oh, what the hell? I'll try Sever Spirit.
Have you got enough divine magic points? Because
Or maybe I won't. Wait a minute.
they only renew when you pray and stuff. I believe that you might not have enough.
No, wait a minute. Wait a bit. Where is it? It's all right. Forget that. I'm reading the wrong thing.
Okay.
I need to...
you putting any buffs on or anything then?
what's the point? No.
All right, Kane.
Oh, right. Okay. So I need to do some jiggling around. So I can move 4 meters and cast, right?
Yeah. It's only 2 meters ahead of you because it started moving forward.
Yeah,
Right.
fuck that. So I want to wiggle back a second. You guys, fight that. And then I'm gonna cast. Can I pull magic points out of a crystal if I'm powering a divine spell?
Yeah. I don't see why not.
Okay. I want to cast heal wounds on myself and put 5 points into it, which is all I have.
Oh yeah, and that'll heal five general hit points on it.
Yes.
Nice. You pop that bad boy. You just need to roll your rune.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I got a bit excited there. Right.
But I believe in you.
I'll roll death just because it's the life and death. It's.
Yeah, no
Can I
complaints
do
here.
that?
I get it.
Yeah.
I feel you, dude. Successfully. Hey, you have some hit points back.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's me. That's
Okay.
everything.
Cronin.
I hadn't realised we were going to use power crystals for divine spell. That's all right. It's not a problem. I'm not doing anything.
You can use them for magic points, but you can't use them as points to cast the spell. So certain spells like heal body, you cast a divine spell, and then you can use as many magic points as you like to heal as many points. If Kane had like 20 magic points, he could have healed himself back to full using.
Yeah, you just have to look at spells that have the variable tag. So variable is like how many magic points you pump into it. So heal wounds is 1 divine point to cast, and then it is how many magic points you throw into it.
Right. I'm with you. I don't play enough Runequest.
I've never used that spell before. I've seen other people use it in the other games, but I've never used it.
It's a new one in the new version of RuneQuest because it was Chalna Roy did all of that kind of thing, but they made it a general spell. Right, you feel a little less crispy. And
yeah.
Cronin.
Fire arrow.
You fire arrow. It's a spirit magic roll.
I believe.
My spirit magic is showing charisma limit, but I'll roll it and see what happens. Success. I will now, since I have fire arrow, instantly cast Sure Shot and shoot.
Okay. That's another divine magic spell. So can you please pop your rune?
I should take that off as well.
I will use the death rune.
That seems perfectly reasonable.
All out of rune points now. So sad.
Yep, that works, Earl, and then you're going to shoot him now. Go on then, roll it.
The problem is I can't miss, can I?
You still miss on a 96 to 0-0.
which is weird because I only comments about it. You know, I'm not sure how to do this. I'm just gonna press the button.
9 damage to the head. It goes through.
That was a normal compensable hit.
Yeah.
That wasn't.
All right, sorry. All right, so yeah, so 3d6 damage.
Well, he's on that risk. Quick question.
Mm-hmm.
Can, say we put magic into the crystal, yeah? Can we then give that crystal to somebody else to use those magic points that's in the crystal?
You can, but it needs to be attuned, which takes 24 hours. So you can't do it quick. You can cast Heal Body on somebody else by touching them. Right, so that actually goes through, well. Why have you rolled 3d6 twice?
I didn't. I rolled 12 to the head.
You did roll 12 to the head. Yeah, well, look how many hit points he's got in his head. He howls in pain. And he's very, very angry at you.
I'll say it. Now we could talk about this, like, but if you want us to keep on breathing fire, I'm gonna kill you. We're part dragon. You can sense it. If you don't like that, I'm gonna kill you. I'm gonna kill you lots.
Head location. You will need an extremely critical intimidate roll.
Well, you know, when the shit hits the fan, extreme rolls are my forte. So, is there such a thing as intimidate?
That can't be right, surely.
What?
Hit it.
I'm looking at how many hit points per location he's got. That actually quite wounded him as the arrows shot him in the head. It did quite a lot of damage. You did. Eh?
Did me intimidate roll by a lot.
Yeah,
just like
you didn't get a special success or a critical success. So what I'm going to do is give him an opposed roll versus int. Oh, they've changed the buttons.
Would you like me to ask my son, Alan, to come and talk to you?
He laughs as he rolls a special on his int roll. Is that all you have, little human? When I've eaten all of your friends, I'm going to come back, break both of your legs, and then I will make you tell me stories.
I'll tell you stories anyway. You only have to ask nice.
Right.
You just can't drive on setting light to people.
It's Krang's turn. Apparently he can. He is going to slap you down with a tail, Earl. As he moves past. Basically, get down.
Roger
that. Let me have a roll. Oh, he slaps you in the head for 6 damage as the tail crashes in an attempt to knock you.
So I take 6 to the head, which is probably going to finish me off.
Well, you've got armor though, haven't you?
Do. Let me have a look. So I've got horrible hiccups, so I'm essentially just pressing the button when I'm not hiccuping.
Krang slaps you in the head and knocks you back unless you make a strength roll. Make a strength times 5 roll. Has anybody else noticed the character sheets have changed? So now you've got the little times 5 and times half, which is much better. So make a strength 5 roll, Earl, to resist being knocked back and over as this enormous tail. And then how fast can this bad boy move?
And he suddenly realised he's not a good place to be standing.
Yeah, Earl, you're knocked back a square and knocked on your arse as this thing slaps you in the head. Yeah, he can move 8, so yes, he can get into melee range. And he gets in and he goes, "Oh, a duck! I haven't eaten a duck in such a long time." And then he attacks with his bite. This is his second attack this round, so I will give him a -20 mod to hit.
Where's me dodge?
A giant arrow sticking these.
You succeed as the giant head snaps down and almost takes your right arm off.
Yep.
And Kane, then he claws at you with his right claw. Which has, I'll put a modifier in for his third attack, which is good. Yeesh. 30 to the left leg.
What is with your rolls today?
And
Okay.
and that's a crit. It ignores armor, so you're gonna need to parry that.
Yeah, I do. Ugh.
Right, you get your lot shield in the way. That stops.
Yeah, I just died of that, don't I? Yeah.
Yeah. You use your Greg rune as you crash to the ground. You crash to the ground. You should have been instantly killed. You're left on 1 hit point.
I use my Greg rune instead of his.
No, that's a special extra life coin effectively that you got. It should have taken your leg off. Instead, you badly mauled in on 1 hit point and you knocked to the ground, possibly unconscious. Right. Wow. With the 30% left, he had a crit. Right. Next up is Bobbin.
Well, it's only is it.
What was me?
Oh, sorry, Blundell. Yeah, Jew Blundell.
Hit him. I'll try.
Remember, if you want to do an aimed shot, you can do it at half your chance. So if you're aiming, because you can only see his head, to be fair, but you'll be rolling on, instead of your normal hit locations, you can only see his head and shoulders, so you'll be rolling 1d10 for the hit location. Or you can do an aimed shot. He has been injured in the head, it looks like, by the arrow.
I'll try an aim shot to the head then.
Okay. So put
so
your put your modifier in your column for half your skill.
Do a round down or round up?
You just round up. I'll give you the benefit of the doubt. Wow,
How
that's
do you
30 crit.
minus 40?
Right, so what's your skill?
85.
Right, so it's 40 minus 42. So in the mod column, you put minus 42 down where your weapons are. Do you see you've got percentage and then mod?
Yeah.
Yeah, put minus 42 in your mod if you're doing an aim shot for the head.
Okie dokie, done.
And then roll them bones, son.
I use a rune to try and improve my chance.
Yes, you can.
I'll try harmony, which is 88.
Yeah. So you hold your sword like in a gun montage. You're like, oh, Father, please guide my sword. Right. So you So roll your rune first. Click on the rune to roll it. You succeed, so you're at plus 20%. So reduce your modifier penalty by 20. And because that lasts per encounter, you'll have a permanent plus 20 while this encounter is running for things that are related to stabbing a dragon in the head. So go on, roll that hit. Right, that was the clock, not the thing that looks like a D20. Right, that hits in the head because you were aiming at the head, not the leg. However, it bounces off his thick scales. You've got the most You rolled the worst damage ever. A 2 + 1 + 3.
You got a not Greg Rune, reroll. I would use the reroll.
You've got a reroll if you want to reroll your damage, Dave.
I'll do a reroll.
Right, so just roll your damage, which is a D8 and a D4. We'll have to do it manually. Six is equivalent to bronze plate, and its skin is at least harder than bronze plate. You
What
what?
do I roll again?
A D8
Uh-huh.
+ 1 + 1 D4. I see lots of aimed shots going for the head this round. So that's better. So that's 8 + a D4. Oh, 9. So close. It goes through, but only just. Yeah, that's right. So it takes another point. You cut through its skin and it goes, I'll eat you for this. I'll burn you all alive. So close. It's actually bleeding from the head and it's not looking great. It's your turn, yeah. Next up is Bob.
Right,
Do I get Blondel is 4. What's your dex?
It's because he added himself as SR4. If you look up,
all right,
with because that's how you would do it if you manually added attacks every turn.
Yeah, got you.
I take it I still get a penalty for attacking over people with Bobbin, or is it not that bad because of dragon?
You're still going to get a penalty depending on what you're attacking with. Are you using a sling or?
Yeah.
Yeah, you can use the sling at no penalty if you shoot over the top of Ruwalan.
Okay. Well, he's gonna scoot back. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, and attempt to sling the dragon. How much damage does? Okay. So he just took some damage then. I actually don't think the sling's going to be able to get through his... unless it,
without
impales.
Without a special, yeah.
I mean, we'll still go for it, because there's actually nothing else he can really do other than disrupt, but I don't think that is going to be effective.
He could have healed you. He's got magic points left.
He does, but considering the dragon hits for abnormal damage, I don't think... he's never going to be able to heal enough that I just survive. He can heal me for 2 points this turn if he succeeds on a spell roll. If he hits us again, I'm dead regardless, is my thought process.
Yeah, I'll feel
it. So we will sling.
Go for it. Remember to ignore the hit location. It's a D10 because he's...
Okay.
All you can see is a face full of angry dragon.
Yeah, I'll reroll the hit location if I get a special. But 7 doesn't go through his skin, right?
No, that bounces off.
Okay. Well, that's where the shot, Bobbin.
It was a good shot there, Bobbin. Right, that was the first round. McLovin.
Right. What I'd like to do, I don't know if I'm allowed. I want to move up 3 squares on top of Cain, then 1 to the right. But as I go past Cain, can I cast a hail on him, and then am I still allowed to attack the dragon or
not? No, you wouldn't have enough actions to move hail and then attack.
To be honest, I would just attack him because if I get hit, if I take any damage, I'm dead anyway. Unless it's a huge heal. That's not really matter.
Unless it's a healed body with 13 hit points or something. But even so, if it gets another crit like that, he's going down, basically.
Yeah.
Right, so are you just taking a normal swing and rolling a d10 for location, or are you going to take an aimed swing?
I'm just trying to find out what my skill is in the axe again. Oh, bloody hell. Sorry, I'm trying to find something on my sheet here.
That is okay. Hitting him in the head seems to be working. You can hit him elsewhere, but the total damage he's taking doesn't seem to be a lot, but it's because it's in a specific location, he seems to be reeling a bit and bleeding from the head.
Can I roll on a passion to increase my chance to hit?
Yes, you can.
He's killing my clan and family, as far as I'm concerned.
You absolutely can. So are you doing a cold shot to the head? Or are you... Right,
yeah,
so,
I'm going.
So first of all, roll your passion. That's plus 20%. So what's your skill? Skill with the axe?
And it's one-handed axe 78, but I've got blade sharp.
Yeah, so that's 88. So that's minus. So on the mod, put minus 24. See, this is a lot of maths as well. You get playing RuneQuest online. So under mod, put minus 24 and then roll to hit. And you've got plus 2 damage. Right, well that hits. But you didn't roll your weapon again. So the damage will be... What's your axe damage? It should be on your character sheet.
The blade sharp 2 is 1d6 plus 3.
No, it's not. The base axe damage is 1d8 plus 2 or something.
Compass. The small axe is just 1d6 plus 1, according to the character sheet.
Right, well it's... Right, roll a d6. Right, so it's 6 plus 1, so that's 7. Plus 2 for the blade sharp is 9. And then your strength bonus, which is a d4. Ooh, 13 damage to the head. Right, you strike him between the eyes, and he goes down.
Holy shit.
Your axe cuts through him, and he takes another 5 wounds to the head, and he's unconscious.
The fecker's head off.
Take him to pieces.
Yeah, so in a frenzied bout of you're screaming and you just chopping away with the axe. Blood spurts up the walls and covers you all. Is anybody else helping McTavish? Is he
yes.
Right, so you descend upon this dragon and you hack away at it until its head is severed from its neck.
I want the tail.
And then you notice that once it's completely dead, it starts to dissolve into like a black gooey substance that seems to evaporate as it runs out onto the floor.
Try and separate a couple of teeth before all things to see if they stay whole.
Right, so you
We're all dead there.
sever several parts of the dragon, but because of the weird physiology, and the weird thing about dream dragons is because they're a dream of a dragon, each one's different. Some can have fire breath, some can have 4 arms, some can have 3 heads, some can die normally, some can dissolve. This one seems to be dissolving away as you've slain Krang, the dream dragon of the Borderlands.
Can I sit down really hard on my arse and light my pipe?
I'm sitting down over here with Bob, and he's going to heal us a bit, and then just going to rest.
It's going to bite us in the arse, boys.
Wow.
I mean,
that was brutal and effective. I'm well done. I thought we might have had a TPK at that point, to be honest.
Here's something, Richie, will see.
Uh-huh.
I ran this for my group who were far more powerful than me, in this group, and they absolutely were ass kicked.
Wow.
absolutely terrifyingly hard.
It's apparently not if you repeatedly hit him in the head.
Well,
He's-
that was all on my case because it's just what I rolled. If I hadn't have got that roll, there's no way the headshots would have took him out.
Yeah, so apparently hacking away at his head seems to have worked a treat, basically.
Krang flew away with an improved magical Yelmalian spear in him in the campaign I ran, and it really upset Reese to maximum effect. It was great.
That was effective. That's all I want to say.
We can.
That's another deed doer of dragons.
That's a huge deed, killing a dragon. I mean,
that is big.
I never got to use my fire blade, so I could have stood toe to nose with a dragon and gone, time to fight fire with fire.
I'm literally just sitting there in shock, smoking my pipe and rocking backwards and forwards, and this is going to take at least half an hour for it to come out of the funk.
Right.
I'll shout over, Crodan, shouldn't we do something about that pile of treasure?
We will when my brain's recovered.
Yeah, there's a pile of treasure and several large rocks scattered about the cave. There's a whole. There's thousands of clacks, several hundred lunas, and a bunch of wheels and 5 gems.
In the meantime, Rich, can I try and manage a bit of healing on Kane?
Yeah, absolutely.
Can I do a first aid on me and Bobbin as well?
Yeah, you don't have to roll if you're out of combat because you can just keep recasting it, and because you don't lose magic points on a failure, you can just keep recasting it until. So you just see how many magic points you're spending.
I'll try and Bobbin.
I'll spend 5.
Oh, never mind.
Wow, nice first aid roll.
4 went to Kane and 4 into Bobbin.
So there you are. You can put 5 into Kane.
Right.
Can I just say?
Okay, thank you.
Sorry, can I just say that long term, playing Dungeons and Dragons has probably made us a better group for RuneQuest.
Yes, you're right.
Well,
I agree with you.
You did actually aim for the head and use your passions to increase your hit chance. So,
no little things like buffing the tank and stuff like that we didn't used to do before in RuneQuest that people are doing now, which is really impressive because it takes a lot longer for people to work out in RuneQuest normally.
So, what are you planning to do? Just when you say rest, lean against the walls.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing.
I'll wash this dragon blood off me in case those newtlings come.
Good call.
That's a good point. If the dragon newts come, we're going to be like, dragon, never seen a dragon before, mate.
Unless that's also like sunk into the, like disappeared into the floor. I don't know how if the blood follows his corpses.
I've got a bad feeling if we bump into a dragon newt, it's going to be like, oh, well, you killed the dragon and it was right action.
Yeah.
Wow. I'm sure they're going to love that. So,
can I go search? Sorry.
Yeah. Just tell me what you're doing.
Can I go search that body that's lying in the thing? Is the clothes he wearing? Is he typical of something that? Is it the loon? Is it where? The guy who was his Dane's mate?
No, it wasn't Dane's mate. It was one of the Duke's men had come with him, who was kind of like a burglar, as it will, a kind of specialist. Now that you turn the body over, and he's been killed by apparently a sword thrust that has gone all the way through him from back to front.
Mm.
An enormous single sword blade thrust. It's not ragged, so it's not cut. It looks sharp as anything you've ever seen. It's just a cling straight through the breast, through the spine, and through the breastbone.
Could it be a dragon talon or something that's done that?
No, it's definitely sword shaped.
So Dane shaped him.
I mean, it depends. The sword wound. What weapon do we recall Dane using? If we can think back.
A large sword, if I remember.
A large broadsword, yeah.
Like, is it the similar size of the one I've got, kind of thing?
It is, yes, but Dane had an iron breastplate and an iron broadsword. Actually, can you make me a roll, please, Ken? Int or cult law? Because and also you, Rowan.
Right, hang on. Give me a minute.
Oh my god!
Right, wait a minute.
Don't ask us to roll anything.
The first crit I get in the entire campaign, and I straight up would have killed Kane, but because I gave him his Greg rune.
Yeah, well, shouldn't have gave us the Greg rune. Good old Greg.
That was beautiful.
Right, we'll go. Hang on. I found the bloody thing. There it is. Shit.
No.
It's fine. We just know nothing. We're useless.
Can I use a rune to try and modify that?
Yeah, I'll let you do that. Because it's quite it's a humanity thing, so.
Right. Well, hang on. Oh, okay. No. No.
Psychic turmoil, right? So you call upon Humac, and your head begins to pound, and the blood runs in your ears. And he's like, "Bugger off! I've given you enough bonuses today."
I know nothing.
Yeah, well, we know nothing together.
Right. Yes. So.
Did someone already like search the corpse or anything to see if there's anything that would
Yeah.
give any more indications?
Yeah.
Okay.
Bracy searched the corpse. No, it's fine.
Right here.
So when you say you're resting, are you just having an hour rest? Blundell, you seem to have a lot of magic points.
1 hour. I don't care about magic points. We've just fought a dragon. I'll literally sit down, make a small campfire, give everyone some soup, and smoke my pipe for an hour.
I think I'll check this place to see if there's any secret doors.
Go on then, make a search roll, Dave.
I will help Davey.
You can also make a search roll.
I will fill a small sack with coins.
Right, it's all mixed in, and like I said, there's thousands of clacks and several hundred lunas lying about. So you can just shovel the whole lot, if you like.
Well, I was going to try and sort of like, hang on, lunas is like the equivalent of the gold piece, isn't it?
Luna's a silver piece. There's some wheels, which is the stuff made of gold, so called because it's the coinage of the sun wheel dancers. But there's 34 wheels. There's like nearly 3,000 clacks, which is the copper coins, and there's about 700 roughly. Lunas, which is the silver coins, which is what the main currency is. It's not like another game where everything's in gold pieces. No, like 600 lunas is a lot of money.
Right. Well, if nobody's looking, Roalan would like to take one wheel and secrete it about his person. That's the retirement fund. And then start shoveling the rest of the money into sacks.
No problem. Right, Blondel, you poke around the room, but as you bring down here, you start looking at the bottom of the rock, and you notice there's a small piece of cave moss at the bottom, and it's blown as if there's a breeze from behind the rock that's blown this cave moss. Barely noticeable, and it was only because you were actually physically searching the place that you found it.
I think I found a secret door, lads.
I'll give everyone a cup of tea. Actually, it's soup, so it'll be like a cup of bovril.
Croden, have you been reducing your magic points? Because you're still showing us full magic points.
No, I need to take 6 off.
Okay.
But I will give everyone a cup of Bovril.
Nice.
Well done, that.
I keep trying to do it on my character sheet, but it's not on my character sheet, is it? It's on the actual.
Because I will have to
So you can do
scroll
on
up.
both.
I'll give you the exact quantities. Ken, have you got the coin, the loot thingery?
Yeah, I've got it open.
There he is. I'm not gonna lie, I thought that you were gonna have a bigger trouble with Krang. Like, wow, well done.
I pooped my pants. How's that? Does that help?
Krang's hoard is 2,974 clacks, 681 lunas,
How much Luna, sorry?
681,
Right, okay.
33 wheels, plus the wheel that Andy's now stuffed down his shorts, and 5 gems. Two of which look sort of common, one looks average, and one's like a huge shining cut gem, the size of your fist. It's the Arkstone.
So what about the other one? Because you said 5 gems, 2 common, 1 average, 1 shining cut.
And one reasonable gun. I mean, if you want to make some appraisal rolls,
Okay.
do people want to appraise these gems?
To reduce my power.
I can try. I'll not be very
I
good
think
at it.
there's an appraisal roll.
There was in the past.
What would that be under?
That is the
Evaluate?
question, he says.
Yeah, it's
Evaluate,
evaluate.
that's the one.
Yeah.
Right. And what's that under? Knowledge, presumably.
Halfway down.
Care knowledge.
No hope.
Out.
Yeah. So you've got 1 big shiny, 1 medium shiny, and then 3 lesser ones. Just put Krang's after the gems. Just put Krang's Hoard 17, because that's the room number. And then if I need to find it, I can find it again for you. Right. So Blondel lying on the floor has his nose stuck under this giant boulder at the back here.
Wait a minute.
I look around the floor by the thing. Does it look like it's the rock's been moved at any time? And then he scratches, from where the ball has been dragged.
That would have been in your search. No, you hadn't noticed anything. It would obviously take a lot of strength to move it, or it is only made of rock, whereas the dragon is made of dragon. So. So if you're resting for an hour, you can have a magic point back. Because you regain your full magic points in 24 hours. Well, technically it's 1/24 of your power, but we'll just say a magic point.
Good
Not very much. I could certainly do with it.
And then it looks like it's a case of applying your strength versus the boulder's size.
Nah, I can come help with that.
How do we do that then?
Right,
Baldwin's going to sit back.
Up to 3 characters may combine their strength to move it.
Well, my strength's 8, so it's hardly really worth my bothering, is it?
Mine's 18,
Oh, 12.
so I can.
Yeah.
16.
I'll stand by and mop your brows as you
Well,
go on.
Andy, you forget the important jobs. The leaning on your short sword while supervising. And saying,
Yeah.
you don't want to be doing it that way. You want to be doing it this way.
And the leaning round with a hanky and mopping of brows as they're putting their backs into it.
I'll help. I've got a 16 strength.
Okay.
Right, so somebody roll me some percentiles.
Just D100s, or.
Yeah, just roll percentile. It's just on the resistance table. And then tell me what strengths we've got. 2 16s and an 18, is that right? Yeah, that's easily enough.
Yes.
Right, so flexing your muscles, sweat breaking out on your brow, especially on your injured leg. The stone squeals as it slowly reveals a tunnel behind. You shine your torch up it, as it has been successful so far, shining your torch into things.
Super successful.
Revealing a narrow-ish tunnel behind.
What we're doing with the loot, lads, I say poking the sack with me flipper.
Shoveling it into a sack, I believe, isn't it?
Oh, yeah,
Yeah,
done
put
that.
it at 6. Okay.
We shall yonk it, as the Americans would say.
Ken, you saved Bobbin. You threw yourself in front of Dragonfire to save Bobbin.
Well,
You
I just
goddamn
think it's my
hero.
character. I don't think he's. I didn't want to run away from the fight either. I just think it was just a case of I'd protect him.
I shall.
About
If-
leave a giant room full of slime.
If nobody objects, I'll head over to the doorway of this tunnel and have a listen.
Certainly. Give me some
Go ahead.
listen rolls. Now that the dragon said, you're like, what could be worse than a dragon behind there? Yes, it's quiet up these sections of tunnels and dark, and like I explained, there's a slight breeze blowing your torch coming from ahead of you. But it's very slight, just enough so you can see the tip of the flame move.
Well, I'll creep forward a little bit, quietly.
You creep forward and you peer round the corner, and you see ahead of you a Y junction. To the left and to the right.
Huh?
There doesn't seem to be anything that discerns.
Eeny, miny, miny, right.
Other tracks.
You want to
I'll
head
stop it.
right.
Yeah, I'll stop and listen again if that's all right.
Yeah, certainly. Are you following Andy up, or are you just waiting? Yeah, you don't hear anything. You're very quiet this time. The only thing you hear is Blondel trying to creep up behind you.
Right, well, it must be safe then. So I'll head further down here.
Right, so you head down and you peer round the corner again, and you see that it opens up into another larger cavern. Not as large as Krang's lair, but
Well, if there's another dragon in this one, I shall go straight over the top of Blondel on my way out.
just go through them. But as you peer into the darkness, you just see at the edge of your torchlight a pair of boots lying on the floor.
Do they look familiar, these boots?
They do. Yes, but only because this is apparently Tarnak, who travelled with Dane, and you've seen him around the camp. You've met him before, and you reckon he was a right Weasley little git. The body lies in the centre of the chamber.
Yeah.
It's human, young, lying flat on its face, with an iron sword driven through it and into the stone floor, so pinning him like a bug. The body's covered with leather armour, and the short sword lies nearby. As you step into the chamber, I'll just move you back a smidge. As you step into the chamber, a spirit of the boy rises out of the corpse and moans and wails at you. And hi, please can you make me a scan roll?
I can indeed. Yep.
Right, high on the north wall is a simple inscription. Dane is avenged.
Oh, fair enough.
Like I said, there is a creature or spirit of the slain boy. Can you humanities make me a cult law roll? You get a bonus of 40% because it's a humanity thing.
No, hang on. If I put 40 in here, let's see if this works. There you are.
Succeed. Yes, this has all the hallmarks of a humanity sword. It's kind of like the sword of Damocles, where it's a special rune spell known by high-level rune lords and rune priests that
So
if a humanity is slain by subterfuge or treachery, it's basically a sword of Damocles that will come back, and with his sword it will make a sword attack at 200% against the person who has slain him.
So is it actually his sword, or is it like a manifestation of his sword?
Oh no, it's an iron sword with a gem set in the pommel. It's well recognizable. It's Dane's actual iron broadsword, and
Do I reckon I could pull it through of the body?
Well, it's through the body and embedded into the floor. Sword in the stone, like.
Sure, if I put me back into it.
Certainly. Are you stepping forward?
Yes, go on. Then I haven't died yet.
You step forward. The creature howls and moves forward to attack.
Yes, I thought it might. This will be spirit combat, is it?
It is not, believe it or not.
Oh, bloody hell! What is it then?
It attacks in a special way, just to mess with
you.
Aye. Character sheet. It attacks. What is your con, please?
My con. Not enough. 15.
Right, I'll just roll some D100s. Lucky, right. As this thing reaches out, its fingers sink into you, and you can feel yourself weaken just a little bit, but because you steel your will, you manage to fight off the effect. You imagined that it would have drained your strength quite so severely had it managed to overcome you, but that's what it tries to do this round. You guys that are in there, you see this wraith attack Rewallen.
In that case, can I return the favour and fire up the fire blade and chop it into bits?
You can, yeah. You can fire the fire blade up this turn, so you'll need to make a spirit magic roll. That's quite power intensive. So where's your magic points being gone? Because you've used it 3 times now, which is it four magic points or 6 magic points per cast?
It's 4. I still have 5 personal, and I've got 10 in the crystal.
Excellent.
Right. I'm sorry, we only play this once a month. Remind me how to do this. I have to roll a round, don't
I? No, because it's a spirit magic spell. It's next to your characteristics on the right hand side.
Oh, hang on. Characteristics on.
It should say charisma limit 0, and then it should have a D20 next to it.
Limit 10 and then a D20 next to it.
Yeah.
Is that right?
Yes.
Right.
Yeah, you succeed and your sword bursts into flames. Right, what do the rest of you do?
Hang on. I just need to knock 4 magic points off there.
Yep.
Now, I can pull them out the crystal for this, can't I?
You can, yes.
Right. It's all right then. Because I have been shepherding these.
This is most excellent.
Do I get to have a swing at it?
Not this round because you fired the fireblade up. Can everybody
Okay.
roll your initiative bits, please, and tell me what you are planning on doing? Hold on,
Right,
hold on.
Oh,
Clear all
that's
turns.
alright.
There you go. Right, fire them up, bad boys. Look at that Wraith go with its 29.
Oh my god.
Yeah, has everybody
Oh,
gone?
shit.
Yes and no, because I keep trying to move me too and it won't work.
Right, you've got the ruler selected. You need to click the thing that looks like a mouse cursor in the very top left-hand corner.
Yeah, but it's not working when I click the guy. I'm not getting any tools.
Okay. Right,
Apparently,
in the bar on the left-hand side at the top left-hand corner, have you got the ruler targeted? Because it needs to be highlighted in blue. The thing above the cube, which is the selection tool.
yeah.
Right, make sure the selection tool's highlighted, then click on yourself. Yes? No?
No.
Right, I'll roll it for you. There you go. Oh, 28, so close. So first up we have the Wraith, which again attempts to suck the soul from Andy.
What do I have to do?
Nothing. It makes a power versus con attack.
Alright.
I just roll.
Do I have to roll me con or anything?
No. What you do is you compare its power versus your con.
Right.
And basically, each point that's higher or lower, so it starts at 50%. Each point that's higher or lower, you either add or subtract 5%.
I'm with you. I've never quite understood how that works because I don't play much Runequest.
Yes. Well, sadly, it's got pretty poor power as it's thingy. So again, you feel it attempting to drain your strength, but without any success. Croden.
Right. I'll move up to for combat. Or will I have to use divine magic to discover it?
Wraiths are generally semi-corporeal spirits.
In that case, I'll start to death.
Stabbing to death is always good with Wraiths. Let me have a look. When I say semi-corporeal, it may not be affected by the normal damage of weapons.
I'll do my best and see what happens. My wife says semis count, so that's fine. Or it would be if there it is. Character ran away.
It's a puppet.
Right, so do you have any magical damage on, or is it just a normal stabby stab?
No stab. I'll stab with my spear. This is weird because when I click on my sheet, I don't get the list of character skills above my head the way I used to do.
Yeah, roll 20's broken. There's a shocking surprise there.
It's very.
Yeah.
I like when I click on the dragon, I just got error messages. It's like that object doesn't exist. Yeah, it does. We can all see it. Even the players can see it. It's only roll 20 that can't see it.
Yep, it's out of there. It's big and great in scale.
Do you want me to roll it for you?
Yeah, please. I just can't find it. Which I'm sorry.
It's just down on your weapons, 100 spare. Right, you stab through it, but because your weapon is not magically augmented, it goes through and you feel a slight resistance, but it doesn't appear to have done any damage to it.
I'll let everyone know that your weapon needs to be magical to hurt us, as far as I know.
Yeah. Tavish, you have a fire blade and are not afraid to use it, allegedly. Don't forget to clear your modifiers unless you're doing a aimed attack. But yeah.
I don't have any modifiers.
Right, that does hurt it, and it howls in pain like a bad B movie. Ah! Like that as it burns through. Because Fireblade works on everything. This we know.
Like what, Rich?
Ah! Like that.
That's what I thought you said.
Yeah, because apparently Fireblade works on everything. Right, part of its body has burned away, and there's a big hole in the side of it. And that's your turn, McLovin. You've still got your blade sharp up on your axe because it lasts. Oh no, you haven't because you had a rest, so you don't have your blade sharp up on your axe.
I will put my axe away, whip out the coppice, and fire up a blade on the coppice.
Okay, you just need to make a power times 5 roll because you put in power points. It's got a matrix. So roll me that power times 5, and yeah, it bursts into flame. You lose 4 magic points. It bursts into flame, and you run forward to engage the wraith. Blondel.
I put blade sharp 3 up on my broadsword.
Okay.
Will I be? Oh no, I won't be able to attack one.
No. I mean, technically in Runequest 2, when Rurik does this fireblade on a spear, he just looks at the matrix and it bursts into flame. But it's normally 1 strike rank per magic point you spend, so 4 strike ranks plus 4 for movement, so you wouldn't have enough to attack at the end of the round.
I'm gonna say I always imagined that the turns were down to things like lettuce and tomato and shit.
Right, so it's in for a world of pain. Have you moved your spirit magic there, Blondel?
How do I do that again?
It's on your character sheet. It is right on the front, and it's opposite your stats on the right hand side. It says spirit magic. There's a little D20. You fail. You can try again next round though. You were unable to focus yourself enough. Kane.
The broadsword's already been pulled out. Or did someone attempt rather?
No,
to
Tavish stepped forward, and as soon as he got within 3 meters of the body, the wraith leapt forward and clawed at him with its icy fingers.
Alright, I don't have a way to really damage it. Does it look like it's a fucking magical weapon?
It's an iron broadsword. I mean, and you know that Dane has got the matrix in it.
Okay. I guess I'll go over and pick it up and attempt to attack the wraith on my next turn because I assume that takes.
Right. Well, like I said, the sword has been driven halfway. It's through the body and into the stone, so you can grab it. You're gonna have to try and pull it out.
Yeah, I mean, I'm all down for that.
I would say a strength times 2 roll because it is quite difficult.
Can I help him?
You're stabbing things with the fiery blade.
I've got another wing.
I mean, I succeeded, so.
God damn! Right, so Kieran, you grasp hold of this iron sword, and it goes shing as you rip this large iron broadsword out. It's fabulously balanced. It's got a big crystal in it. It has Dane inscribed upon the hilt.
I look across at Kane and go, well, hit him with it then.
It's unattuned, so any magic casting, remember, you're at minus 10% because it's unattuned iron.
Okay.
Right, so Kane pulls it out. Bob? 1 hit point, 2 magic points. He's doing well, isn't he?
Yeah, he's doing real great. Does Crodan look like he's got his bow out? Or does anyone look like...
Crodan stabbed with his spear.
I mean, what's the worst? I'll attempt to disrupt it, I guess.
Using his one magic point. Yeah, go on.
I mean,
roll power v power.
it's not like it really do, sadly.
Bobbin sure has more than one hit point because I put 4 heals into Kane and Bobbin each.
Oh, you put 4 in each.
Oh, right. Sorry, I
okay,
must say that.
sorry.
Wow. Yeah, Bobbin overcomes his power because he's super Bob. Do a
We love Bobbin.
Do a D3 damage. And he does maximum damage. Right, the Wraith screams in it. It looks like it has almost completely disappeared. This is far weaker than the one other Wraith you've seen, which you fought in the swamp next to the bandits hideout.
Oh yeah, I remember that. That was fun.
And it looks like it's almost completely disappeared. But it is the Wraith, and it does get a go on Andy first, desperately, just before it's about to be hacked to pieces. So it rolls. Power V con. Ooh, that does succeed. So Andy, you have lost. If you can mark down.
Yeah.
1 point of strength. Wow. Shittiest Wraith ever.
1 point of strength.
So if you put that in the mod column, put -1 in the mod column for your strength.
Right. -1. Done that.
Right. Shittiest Wraith ever looks. Cruden, are you bothering to attack this turn as you have no magic on your spear?
I'm going to gut it like a fish.
Nothing here wants to eat me, which is the best way to not get eaten.
Okay. Right. Ruwalan, with your 110% fire-bladed short sword against this 1 hit point Wraith, I think something bad's about to happen. Well, he could fumble, I suppose.
Cut off his own head. Wraith inhabits these half.
Hit self do max critical damage. That one's a great one. That one.
Just out of curiosity, Rich, is it because it's stolen a point of strength off me that my percentage has gone down with Fireblade?
Yes.
Just checking.
Because it affects your attack.
Manipulation
pick the bones out of that.
Right. So the one hit point Wraith takes a critical slash from a Fireblade, does 36 points of damage, and you scatter its ethereal form all about the cavern.
And that's what I wanted to do to the dragon, but I never got the chance.
Yeah, so you splat the ectoplasm everywhere, and with a surprised look, it disappears.
Now, how do I get my point of strength back?
You're not sure.
Well, didn't we have to get someone seen to last time?
You did,
happened.
Yes.
So probably just in the same manner that we did before. It's fine though. We can help you pick stuff up and put your boots on in the morning and stuff like that until you get your strength back.
I would be offended, Kane, if I didn't like it.
Yeah, hack it up though, Andy.
Well, yeah, I suppose.
Hey, well, a week to go to the bar.
Right, yeah. The special humanity thing that has apparently killed this boy is called the Death Sword, and it will attack the killer if somebody has killed you by ambush or by foul means with a 200% broadsword attack.
So how can I pay for one of them if somebody does Ruwalan in?
It's a cult thing. You have to sacrifice power points to the cult to obtain the cast.
Oh, I think I can probably manage that.
And like I said, the body has a leather armor with just one big stab wound through it. No burn marks, however, and a short sword lies next to its outstretched hand. The sword has blood on the back, on the blade, almost to the hilt. Old dried blood.
So basically, he killed Dane, and then Dane killed him.
That would be a working hypothesis.
Sounds like it.
To find Dian's body then.
Well, I suggest we check the other tunnel.
Well, there's a tunnel continues on from this point, and there's also you could go back and go to the tunnel.
Well, for now, I'm all for continuing on from this point.
Yeah, that sounds
Yeah.
like a plan. We'll wiggle up.
Right, you wiggle up, you poke your head round the tunnel. It leads on for a little while, and then there's a T-junction, and the tunnel continues on even further.
Right, can I have a quick listen?
You
Well, hang on. I'll go up to the T-junction, and I shall have a quick listen. Wait a minute, I'll just find me skills. No, nobody about.
And that tunnel heads off up that way. So you've got a tunnel that heads to the east and a tunnel that heads to the northwest.
And I wonder if the tunnel that heads
For
to the
tracks.
northwest will meet up with that other tunnel. So I think that way.
Right, the tunnel continues on and you follow it for some time.
I'll stay as regard, Rich.
Okay. Are you listening again?
Yep.
Okay.
Yes.
Give me a listen roll. A success.
Ah.
You hear the sound of water up ahead, maybe dripping or rippling or something like that.
Right.
Following the tunnel round, eventually it comes to a hole in the wall, and you look in the hole, and there's a round circular tube tunnel running up and down ahead of you. You're sort of down near the bottom where the water is. And you look up, and it's dark up there. You can't see, but you're basically at the bottom of what looks like to be a well.
Well, you know,
Well.
I'm only short. This
Yes.
is like being in the bottom of a bloody well.
It's like being at the bottom of a bloody well.
AFK like 1 minute tops.
No problem, mate.
Well, we haven't found Dane, so unless his body is in the temple somewhere,
It might be down that other tunnel.
it might be down the other tunnel.
You know this bit over
Well, the one
here?
collapsed.
Which bit over where?
Like here. Is
Yes.
that just a dead end?
No, that's the tunnel that leads up.
Oh, that
way.
is the. Okay, cool.
In that case, I'll go with Kane.
I'll let you go first. You know, you've got the
all
right
all of the
sword.
hit points. He's got
And all the hit points.
He's got the flaming sword. You're holding the big iron broadsword.
Yeah, but I'm feeling so weak and worn out after that fight with the wraith.
Oh, I'll go first then. I've got my flamey sword out.
Yeah, so you head round the corner. The tunnel leads round a little way, and then you see to the left it opens into another room, and the tunnel continues on.
Right. Anything in this room then?
Right, you put your head round the room. Inside you see an armoured body near the left wall. It's Dane. His body's been partially stripped. He still wears his iron chest plate, and he has an iron dagger at his belt. There's a pouch that is stuffed inside his breastplate, but he's got blood pooling round the bottom of the
I think
body.
you might have meant there's a pouch that was inside his breastplate.
That is not very humacty though. Twat and stuff, what with the truth rune and all that.
As long as nobody asks, I won't have to. Well, I'm not. I'm just checking it to make sure there's nothing gone missing. Yet.
Is he obviously dead, or
He's
is
obviously dead.
Okay.
He's slumped up, and like I said, he's leaning against the wall. It looks like he managed to crawl a couple of feet along and to prop himself up against the wall. And you can see running down his back and pulling, all the blood's ran down his back and pulled along the floor next to him.
I shall turn to Kane and say, look, I've got his purse. You take that. And is somebody going to give us a hand? I mean, do we need to take his armour and whatnot off him and take it back to the Duke or something?
It's an iron breastplate. It's probably worth more than this entire valley.
But,
yeah, but
I mean, we're
like,
just gonna take him back, right? Realistically, so I may as well just if me and someone else carry him, can we carry him? Or if our move stripped him down, would I be able to just carry him?
so that's
Yeah.
what I was wondering. Do we actually take him, or is there like a way we can do a proper humanity burial somewhere and then just take his gear back?
Well, you should take him.
I think the Duke would like that we come back with him.
Oh, fair enough. Well, I'll tuck the pouch back in his breastplate then.
In general, when you find iron like that, it's usually returned to the temple. But you get like major props for returning rune metals to the temple. Obviously, it doesn't have to go straight back to the temple.
I was going to say, I might take his dagger, with the thoughts of returning it to him after we do, we get him resurrected.
Well, you're a trickster now. Probably, again, because you'd think the humanities would not be comfortable with a trickster just borrowing an iron humanity dagger. I don't know how you feel about that, Ryan, but that would probably be like as you go, I'll just borrow it for now. As you reach forward and like slap you on the hand.
Yeah, I would prefer if we could return him and all his belongings.
But
so that
it is, you would be able to wear it at least temporarily, and it's possible that you'll go to the temple that he belonged to and say, "I want to hand this in," and they probably won't let you keep it all, but they may give you some as a finder's fee. It's unusual for non-rune levels to be running around with iron. Especially this much iron. Like I said, that breastplate is probably worth more than the Duke's fort.
We would always nip back to Pavis and sell it. Oh, sorry, did I say that out loud?
I'm sensing a spirit of reprisal here. Are you, Ryan?
You guys are horrible people.
You're just a terrible player. Right, so are you stripping them off to make them easier to carry?
Yeah. Would I be able to put all his stuff in like a sack that Bob wouldn't just carry, and then potentially carry him over me shoulder, like his body?
Yes, you could do that. So you want Bobbin to drag the iron breastplate and the dagger?
Yeah, he'll put it on. Put his little breastplate on. He'd look great in it. But no,
you're gonna put Bobbin in an iron breastplate.
Hey, he's low health, you know.
So the way iron works is, iron armor has twice the armor points of normal plate mail, and iron weapons 1 is the death metal for fear racers and troll types, and 2, it can only be damaged from a bronze weapon on a critical. So basically you can just hack your way through bronze weapons with it. It's pretty badass stuff. And Dane has a lot. I mean, that is a lot of iron.
He was a big boy.
It certainly was.
Try and
so how did they get the drop on Dane then?
It looks like when you move the body, he's been stabbed clean through the back and killed in one blow. So basically, Tarnax obviously just went to backstab and rolled a 0-1 because even iron armor is ignored on a critical, and he's got it through a chink in his armor and just stabbed him and killed him outright in one blow. Such is the way of RuneQuest. Unfortunately, he didn't know about the death sword, which messed him up royally.
He does now.
Right, so you strip Dane and you throw him over your shoulder, and you give Bobbin a sack full of iron. Tell him to keep Bracey the hell away from it. I'll just look after that. Get off.
It's all right. He can help me carry the dragon horde.
Yeah, so are you heading straight out past
Yeah.
the rapidly evaporating puddle that used to be a dream dragon?
And
Yeah.
with those 2 wheels. Mm.
Straight out.
Right, you head out, blinking into the sunlight. The Duke's men that have come down river and the Newtlands are waiting for you. There's a hush as they see you carrying the body of Dane out onto the riverbank.
I'll turn round, look at them gently, and go, "Fucking dragons."
Right, so what were we planning on doing with the prisoners? I can't remember what we were discussing last time.
You alone had said don't kill them.
Yeah, I did. Yeah, that's true.
But we're going to let them go, weren't we?
Yeah, I think that was the plan.
Are you actually going to let them go? That's completely up to you.
Murder, murder, murder.
I don't think they had anything to do with Dane getting killed, though. You know, Dane got killed by someone he trusted.
We should find out.
And we are men of our word.
Everyone he knows.
Yeah,
That's
I mean,
true.
I said I wasn't gonna harm them, so I'm not gonna.
No, if you say we don't kill them, we don't kill them. I respect that.
Are you
I think
taking taking them upstream back to Fort House?
Yeah, we'll take the prisoners home.
Yeah, sure. Can do that.
And what do you do about the guy's equipment that was in that chest?
Give it back to the
The ex-ransom prisoners.
Aye.
Return it to them, but we'll take them to Fort Rouse to meet Rouse and Rowan, and then we'll release them.
Yeah.
Right, okay, so you all load into the reed boats and you head upstream. You arrive back at Fort Rouse. There is a solemn air to the place as you slowly carry the body of Dane back to the fort. The Duke rushes out, looks sad as you carry him forward, and the Duke's wife actually cries out and runs forward as she grabs hold of him and hugs him, tears run down her face. And he says,
We were massively respectful because we like Dane.
Yeah, he was a great guy.
You found him. Those damn Newtlands that killed him.
Actually,
suffered, but it was a dragon.
I mean,
no,
it
he
was
stabbed back by one of his companions.
yes. It wasn't the Newtlings, nor was it the dragon, nor was it the Manticore. It was actually just someone he trusted.
Killed the dragon, we annoyed the Manticore, and we killed 90% of the temple there that probably could have been turned into friendly allies had we known the difference, which is our mistake. But Dane was a good man. He deserves a righteous funeral, and the fact that you had a humanity at your side was one of the main reasons that we trust you. You should maintain that trust by having a right-hand man from a non-lunar cult. And if I've overstepped my mark, that's my problem, and you can punish us for it.
No.
Good goal. Hero quest again.
You can't, he's a humanity.
Yeah, once a humanity dies, you accept death.
I'm more upset by the fact he was killed by murder and not by a righteous death. And I'm sure that there will be repercussions of this if we find out who was involved in this.
And why more?
Yes. If we find out whoever organised this, they are fucked on so many levels that you would have to build new levels of fuckedness for us to climb to.
He says, well, the body will be placed and prepared for a funeral. Do you have his equipment?
Yeah, I'll take the bag off of Bourbon and place it in front of him. Well, I assume there's like a table or something.
Yeah.
I'm going to drop it in his armor and his weapons and that, the way a proper him actually should.
Obviously, his iron should be returned to the cult. We will bury him with the weapons that he trained with, and he trained others. And then he sort of gives a wry laugh. He's like, well, he didn't use that big iron sword when training the recruits. We'd have gone through more spears and recruits that way. So we will prepare his armor for funeral, and thank you. It's been a difficult time for all of us. I realise that perhaps we're too harsh on the Newlands, but you are the arms for my rule in this area, and as proved by the Agamori and the Moriconth, there can be no compromises. We have to deal with it swiftly and decisively.
I agree.
Of course.
I bring the law to this land. He says, well, quite frankly, I need a drink, so if I was you, I would get several jugs of wine, and I'll speak more of it in the morning.
Very well, sir.
Off to get wine then.
Yep, let's get righteously pissed and think of a way that we can find out who was behind this murder and do bad things to them.
No, you know who was behind the murder? It was the guy who got stabbed with the death sword.
Yeah.
Well, why did he do it?
That
is true. Probably says to go somewhat a little deeper, but I don't know.
Who the hell is stupid enough to try to murder humanity? It's like a level of stupid, 10 levels above the normal stupid, which means we need to look into it, which means that I'm going to try and persuade the gaffer that he should talk to his priest and try and find out if there's someone else behind it. And if there was, we should go to his house and satellite his face.
He can do it. The priest can perform a divination to find that out, if you really want to know what happened.
I do agree. I'll turn around and say to Rouse of Rawn, if there was any further plot behind this, we should try to nip it in the bud now. And if your priest can find out what was behind it, we'll deal with it.
Right. The priest performs a divination. I mean, you're all pretty full of wine at this point. And this is what happened. He says, Dane was lucky. When he approached the right-hand cavern, the stake snakes were out lying in the sun and didn't even notice them. And I rolled and they weren't even there. He slipped by them and looked into the next cavern. Once again, he was lucky, as Krang was out hunting. Mentioned it to Tarnak, he slipped into Krang's lair, immediately discovering the horde. Instantly he knew where he was, and he did not need the smoke stains on the wall to give him a clue. Tarnak looked at the horde and immediately proposed that they take armfuls of the gold and silver and retreat to the river. He even let slip that with this much money he could perhaps impress the Duke enough to let him court Jezra. Dane was tolerant of Tarnak's interest in Jesna, but not friendly towards the notion, and he told Tarnak that he was looking above his station, and besides, they were there to scout the area and not to steal treasure. He then made the mistake of turning his back on Tarnak, finding the tunnel behind the rock, and entering it. Tarnak was incensed. He followed Dane, and as the old Rune Lord listened for sounds of rubble runners, stabbed his partner in the back. Dane staggered into room 29, the room you saw, and activated his death sword. Tarnak fled the sword and died in room 30. So it was pure lust and greed.
Sad.
It's bad that I want to kill its children if he has any.
The next morning, Kane, there's one of the Duke's servants turns up and he says, "My lord wishes to speak to you in the briefing room, if that's possible."
Yeah, of course. I'll get like me, not all my armor on, but just like me clothes, get changed, and then
Yeah, you rush
don't know.
you rush to meet him in the room. There's an armor rack in the corner, and it's got Dane's breastplate on, and his dagger, and Dane's great iron sword lies on the table in front of the Duke. And he says, "Kane, I thank you for returning this body to me, and it's only fitting that you should return Dane's armor to the church," he says. "But I would ask of you this. I need a replacement for him, and no one has acted with as much truth or honesty as you have. As much as I respect and I value the contribution the others have given me in taming this land, they are a little on the wild side, should we say." And he pushes the sword across the table and he says, "I would offer you Dane's position as head of the militia."
Wow. Not something I expected to hear as soon as I wake up, but
"I wanted to make you this offer. You can, of course, have time to think about it before the others are roused. I believe," and he touches his temple, "we all poured one out for Dane last night. Maybe more than one."
yeah, certainly. I'll think it over because it's an interesting proposition. But I will see to having his armor returned to the temple.
"Thank you. Take some time to think about it."
I'll bow and head out to my tent or abode or wherever I'm currently staying.
Right, excellent. So you meet up the next morning. You finally have finished Five Eyes. So as you attend Dane's funeral, obviously he's got the great cross, which is the death rune, sanctifying his journey to be at the side of Humact. What kind of funeral would you think you would have, Ryan or Andy? Is he going to be burned ceremonially? Are they going to put him in the ground?
Well, what is the humanity thing? I mean, I can say him on a big ceremonial pyre, but I don't know. What do they do? Do they bury or burn?
I think it's down to the individual group because once the body's gone in Humac, the spirit's no longer attached to the body completely, so the body's not really that important.
I think considering he devoted his whole life to Humact and was quite, he lived up to all the ideals of what a Humacti should be. I think if I was him, I would like to just have my body burnt, and so then you could finally be, with your god truly in all tenses, potentially.
Yeah.
But that's just me.
No,
Yeah.
I'll go along with that.
That seems reasonable. So there's a great enormous pyre with a giant wooden cross representing the death rune sticking out the top, and then his ashes are scattered among the Duke's land, and he resides there forever. And this is the chapter we draw to a close, and then you await your next job and possibly your new militia leader.
Right, Rich, after the funeral,
Yeah.
is there any way I can get a little clay pot and gather up just enough of the ashes to fill it? And then I want to trundle off out of camp and find like a hill overlooking camp, build a little stone cairn and bury that clay pot at the bottom so Dane's always keeping an eye out over the camp.
Yeah, absolutely. That's not a problem. So yeah, you do that. You say your own little prayer yourself. Everybody's dead sad now.
I am dead. Dane was cool.
I mean, there were other areas in that temple that you were blocked off by rubble that would take days possibly to dig out, but you have time if you want to come back later on or get some Newtland workers to do it.
Well, what we need to do is find out everyone who's buying his murder and murder them. Even the people who weren't involved in it need to be murdered.
It's just kill everybody.
So murder everything.
I mean, that's pretty ill. So what you can do, chaps, is you can roll your advances as we draw
Right.
chapter 5 of Borderlands to a close.